Shalom, Pastor Ha, coming at you with this truth, giving all praises to Yahweh Shemel, Shabbat Shemel. I don't know how long this video is going to be. And see where the Spirit takes me. It may be short, it may be somewhat long. Shouldn't be too long. And the reason why it's not going to be too long, because this video is going to be built upon I pray by myself and through the other disciples, elders, apostles, bishops, whoever. That's why I'm going to try to just keep this thing short. But let's see where the Spirit takes me. Anyway, I'm here at Malachi 4. And we know from the first verse on down, dealing with the destruction. Fifth and sixth verse. I mainly want to get into the sixth verse, but I got to read the fifth verse. Malachi 4, verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet for the coming of the great and dreadful day of Yahweh. So we have been putting up videos, not just myself, others, concerning Elijah, especially since Vocab Malone and Abu Kamar had found this book that Abba Bivens wrote entitled, Marks of a Lost Race, or The Lost Race. I don't have the book copy in front of me. And they kind of fact checked it. They found out there was from I believe it was Western University. And on the book, his name, Bibbins. We say Bivens, the book said Bibbins, so he's a Bibbins or Bivens. And that has to be his book, because when you open the book and you read it, that's him speaking through the book. So I did at least 2 videos on that particular subject, and other apostles and elders did videos on it. He brought up a lot of questions, concerning. Oh, and I came across a video that even older Edomite put together, which is called, I'm not going to go to it. I'll probably give it to you later in the description box or whatever. It has something to do with, I think it was called the title of the video on YouTube was called The Third Elijah. I think it was something to that effect. So I was listening to it, and this individual kept saying that we know Elijah, and we know that there was a second Elijah, which was John, but who was the third Elijah? And you know what he went through? Let me go back. How long is this? Remembrance. Okay, I'm gonna read the last 3 verses, Malachi 3, and I think this is what he read from. Malachi 3, verse 16, 17, and 18. The headline is the Book of Remembrance, which that's also in Jude and other parts, which speaks about bringing all things to your remembrance, because we were here in other lives, contrary to what Elder Ricard, the GOCC, that guy is he's not even close to the truth. He's not even close to the truth. Most churches will probably think he's a bug out. That the Most High, you can't be further away from the truth. This guy didn't change the whole doctrine around. The Most High is clearly, he's only set up to be a stumbling block, among others. 16 verse, Malachi 3 verse 16. Then they that feared the Lord, and I always go into this myself, spake often one to another, and that's what we do now. Now, how do we mainly speak? Through the web, when we put up videos. Apostle Gabar might put up a video. I was watching a video that he put up, entitled These Two Men. And I already knew what the video was all about. I didn't even have to watch the video, but I listened to the video, and he was talking about Marshall and Ariyah. And really it's these three men. And it really goes from these three men to these 12 men. It's so he was talking, so that's what he was going into. Marshall and Ariyah, which we believe Marshall is King David, and Ariyah is Joshua, second in command of Moses, that took command over the chief seat, you know, the leadership seat. It says, then they that feared Yahweh spake often one to another, and Yahweh hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. So it says a book was written before him, the Lord. So everything is recorded. You know, this work that you do is recorded, and you're going to get a reward. You're going to get delivered based upon the fact that the Most High predestined you to be delivered, but you're going to get rewarded, you know, for your works as well, for the fruit that you bring in. That's in 1 Corinthians chapter 3. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Let me do this here. Open up another blue letter. Okay, where did I say I was going to go? Oh, 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 3. This whole chapter is good, but I'm going right to the point. But let me start at the top, and then I'm going to jump down to the point. And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual. In other words, click on the word spiritual. There's lessons within lessons. Relating to the human spirit or rational soul as part of the man, which is akin to the Most High, and services as his instrument or organ, that which possesses the nature of the rational soul, belonging to a spirit or a being higher than man, but inferior to the Most High, belonging to the divine spirit. And that's us. It says belonging to a spirit or a being higher than man, but inferior to the Most High. And we are higher than men because it is knowledge, but we are inferior to the gods, the angels, the Most High, Yahweh Shai, the angels, because we have a terrestrial body and we're looking for our terrestrial body to be changed into a celestial body, a extraterrestrial, superhuman, spiritual body in the flesh, belong to the divine spirit, a power, the Holy Spirit, one who is filled with and governed by the Spirit of the Most High, pertaining to the wind or breath. Ezekiel 37, windy, exposed to the wind blowing. So let me come back. So now we know what Paul meant. And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, meaning he couldn't get deep. He couldn't get deep, but as unto carnal, he had to come on a low school grade level with you and give you milk and not meat. That subject that came out back in 2013, was that October 2013, when Sarnetta and Polite came down, and Polite asked a question about the whole rape thing. And we broke it down to him, and he got emotional about it. Sarnetta got emotional about it. But then you had Israelites. You would think that these Israelites would say, well, yep, that it sounds harsh, but the GMS is correct on that. No, they all came against us. The ISUPK, the IUIC, I believe the H, all of them came against us one way or another. And guess what? They still kept that same belief, which it makes them guilty of taking away from the word. Pursuant to Proverbs 30, you can start the 5th verse, read down, I believe. And also Deuteronomy 4, started the 1st verse, and Revelation 21, verse 18 and 19. Your emotions cause you to, take out parts of the scriptures. So Paul said, he said to the Corinthians, he said, you guys are on a low level. I can't get deep with y'all. It says, I have fed you with milk and not with meat. Milk is the basics and not with meat. Meat is the rape thing is a thing. And if you're not spiritually mature enough to get that, you're going to choke on it. And they've been choking on it for almost 10 years and still choking on it. And the men of Sakari, Al-Azhar, I'm surprised at you, because you say that we're not scholarly. Well, when it comes to that scripture, Deuteronomy 22, verse 28 and 29, you automatically turn into a Christian. I would like you or Hassad or a Deacon Hakar to tackle that. Okay? It said, I have fed you with milk and not with meat, for hitherto you were not able to bear it, neither yet now. Back then in 2013, you wasn't able to bear it. And here it is, 2022, the year of Yahweh Shem Shai turning up. You still can't get it. You're still in a spiritual daze. Let me look up the word. Let me look up bear or bear it. Because I was watching Apostle Ram had put up a video dealing with pretty much the same subject, King David, Marshall, and so forth. And I said, I got to make a video. Where the hell am I? Okay, bear. Let me go to able. Hold up, let me come back. Please forgive me. Click the wrong button. All right, able. Let's deal with able. Dunamai is Greek. It deals with power. Yet dunamus and dunamai. To be able, have power, whether by virtue of one's own ability and resources, or of a state of mind, or through favorable circumstances, or by permission of law or custom, to be able to do something, to be capable, strong and powerful in the spirit. Dunamai or dunamus means power, having the power to understand something. You lack power. So let's come back. There's lessons within lessons. It says, I have fed you, I fed you with milk and not with meat, for whitherto ye were not able to bear it, neither yet now are ye able. Almost 10 years later, you still can't bear it. You're still on the milk stage, thinking that you on a high level. For ye, and none of you, just coming back to Apostle 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 Arimlab, excuse me. He said that you know that we're the only ones, GMS, that pushes that Marshall is King David. And the fact that you know Marshall, Aria, Yaikwab, and then for that matter, the rest of the seven, because we spoke about them too, is because we years ago put videos up on them. None of these other groups did that. None of them. You name me a group that did that. None of them did that. For ye are yet carnal, for whereas there is among you envying and strife and divisions. Really, all you groups should really come up under us. And then from under that, it should be sifted who are the elect. Because at the end of the day, the Most High is sifting until he only has the elect. Are ye not carnal and walk as men? Meaning you walk in a carnal way. I don't want to, this whole chapter is good. This whole chapter is good. I might want to come back and just do a whole breakdown of the whole chapter, but this is what I want. Okay, I'm gonna start at 11. 1 Corinthians 3, verse 11. For other foundations can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahushua. Meaning Yahushua, it was said of Yahushua, I come in the volume of the book that is spoken to me. So you got to get the book right. One of my favorite scriptures I always quote is Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, from the first verse down to about the first 2-3 verses. It says, eat this roll and go and teach the sons of Israel, or the children of Israel, which are the sons of Israel, Bunya Sha'ala. So it was said to it was also said to John on the Isle of Patmos as well, John the Apostle. He was to eat that roll, eat the book. Eating the book, you got to know the book. So you got a lot of guys out there, they call themselves eating the book and reading out of the book, but really don't know what's going on. I have to go back to GOCC, the captain of GOCC, Ricard, or Elder Ricard, as he fancies himself. We didn't just say, you know what, we haven't got on GOCC. We always getting on Nate, and we always getting on this guy and that guy. We haven't, let's start getting no. You made a video and it caused the wrath of the Most High to come against you, and the Most High put the spirit on us to come against you, man. And you are completely off. You're not just a little off, you're not off, you're completely off. You're out of the way, man. And that's why we are defenders of the gospel. And that's why we came so strong. Because you completely went off. Like I said, you're basically a church with a Hebrew Israelite twist to it. You know, like a twist, a lemon. Well, that lemon is the little information you got about Israel and about this truth. So you learned 25 years ago, you learned the truth 25 years ago, and then you took certain things out and you wanted to have it your way. It says, now, if any man build upon this foundation, gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and that's the destruction, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. if any man's work abide which he have built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. So are you going to get a reward for your works? It says, if any man's work abide which he have built thereupon, he shall receive a award. So the more work that you do, the bigger the reward's going to be. I'm just reading it. 1 Corinthians 3, verse 14. If any man's work shall be burned. Now, what is your work? Your work is your fruit, the people that come in from you being out there doing the work. Now, you're going to have guys that's going to fall off. So you lost that fruit. But the ones that remain, you're going to get credit for that. If any man's work shall be burned, meaning when the destruction comes, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire, because you're going to be saved through the fire. If you did this work and every fruit that came in up under you had went off, guess what? You're still going to be delivered. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you. That goes into the temple. All right. So let me come back. Where am I? Malachi. Okay, Malachi 3. Malachi 3:16. Then they that feared the Lord, which we believe we fear the Lord, spake often one to another. How do we speak often one to another? By going back and forth, back and forth. You know, we went on the elder, Manat Zakbar, he did a live stream, and you know, it'll come up on your notifications. So I said, let me click on, see what's going on. And then the Spirit got on me, and I threw a precept out there, and I threw another one. Then I noticed other Apostle Gabar threw out precepts, and then other brother, I'm not gonna name all their names, but other brothers, it was like we were just throwing out precepts, you know, because the Spirit had jumped on us. And it was funny because, you know, the elder, the young Padawan, the elder, Manat Zakbar, he likes to speak. He likes to run. You know, he likes to hit the precepts and say this and speak fast. And basically, we're hitting him with so many precepts, he couldn't even speak. You know, and he looked a little bit frustrated. That's why he said, "I'm gonna get ready to close." He said, "Man, I can't get my thing off, man." But that's an all in love. I'm saying that all in love. But but the Spirit was on us. The Spirit was on us. Because there was a precept I'm gonna put this precept in, and then Apostle Paul might have I said, that's the Spirit. You know, that's the Spirit. So I would put in a precept and say at the back of my mind, well, I'm gonna get this precept and put it in there, and somebody else will put it in before me. Or I might have put a precept in there before. That was the Spirit. So the Spirit kind of shut him down for a minute and had us, and all he was doing was reading. Okay, there's one from so and so, and here's such and such and so and so. Well, that's this right here. Malachi 3, verse 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another. We were speaking last night with them precepts. What language were you speaking? The language of the precepts. Yahweh hearkened and heard it. So the Most High is pleased at what we're doing. And didn't he tell us, Yahweh Shah, this is my son, in whom I am well pleased? Isn't he saying that to us now? These are my sons in whom I am well pleased. The angels, with angels and bodies, love to do the bidding of Yahweh. And a book of remembrance was written before him, the Lord, for them that feared the Lord Yahweh and that thought upon his name. Now, we've been talking about having dreams about brothers having dreams concerning Nathaniel, Bishop Nathaniel, or Bishop Nathaniel, guys, we used to know him, about him being sick, but he's getting better. And it seems like he ain't saying Christ as much. And he said, the Lord, you better come full circle, brother, because the Most High don't have to kill you. He can just put an ailment on your ass again. And being sick, man, sometimes you get so sick, you wish you would die. You said, look, I just want to fucking die, man. If you get that goddamn sick, You don't want to be sick. Being sick ain't cool. So you better come full circle. Now, if you one of the elect, as brothers have been speaking about, then the Most High is going to raise you up. If you're not, he's going to destroy you. It says, and they shall be mine, saith Yahweh of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked. That's us right now. See, when this guy recorded GOCC, or Elder Ricard as he fancies himself, he started teaching that madness. Now, I first saw that video on a Friday night, but it was like about 11:30 at night. I was already ready to go to bed. I was sleepy. And I think I was on the computer for like 12 hours. And I was going to get up. I said, man, I'm going to get up and do a video. And I didn't. Then we went out and spoke. We spoke on it. And Sunday came around. I believe it was it Sunday? I believe it was Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it had to be Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. Deacon Hakar had put up, he had his live stream and he was getting on that same subject. So that the spirit jumped on me and said, you know what? Now I got to do a video on this. You see? It says, then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked. So what does the word discern mean? Let's look up the word discern. You know, we know the Merriam-Webster meaning. But what does this mean? Discern. In the Hebrew. Okay. Ra'ah simply means to see, because the prophets at one time were known as seers. Seers mean you see. You see things before they happen. To see, look at, inspect, right? Perceive, consider, to see, to perceive, to have vision. You know, I want to say something, but I ain't. You got to have vision, really. Inside joke. To see, observe. So it means to gaze, and then we see everything. And if it's off, we're gonna rock it, man. We're gonna shoot spiritual swords at that bad boy. So that's why we jumped on the guy so hard, because the man is off. I mean, you can't get no offer than that. Shit, Edomite preachers is more on point than him. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked. So we know who the wicked are and we know who the righteous are. Between him that serves the Most High and him that serveth him not. We can look at a guy and say, this guy is not serving the Most High. This guy is serving the Most High. This guy is not serving the Most High. So the Most High gave us a spirit of discernment, which means to see. Okay, now let me come over here to Malachi 4:6. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to the fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. And that curse is, the day will come that shall burn as an oven. So now, some of us accept the fact that Elijah is Abba, which the Edomite that made that video, I think the name of the title of the video on YouTube was The Third Elijah. So he said, yeah, John came, but there was another Elijah that was supposed to come. So what does this mean? We got to speak on this now. We got this, the 5th verse. Now we got to get on the 6th verse. And he, Elijah, shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children and heart of the children to the fathers. When did that happen? Did it happen when it was John? Nope. It happened when he came back as Abba. And the confirmation, the spiritual confirmation, is that book that was written in 1950 that these two demons found, Abu Kamar and Vocab Malone, that further confirmed it, man. When they were reading, I said, this man knew that knowledge. He's speaking the same thing that we speaking. We're a little bit more advanced, I would say, because because he's, instead of him calling the Most High, the Lord's, the son of the Lord's name, Yahweh, he called him Joshua, which he was right, but that was in the English form, not in the Hebrew form. And that's where Ariah came in. That's why we know that the name of the Lord is Yahweh and his son's name is Yahweh. It says, and he shall turn the heart of the fathers of to the children, and the heart of the children to the father, fathers, least I smite the earth with a curse. So now the question is, who are the fathers to the children and the heart of the children to the fathers? Well, we told you, we've been told you when we first got on YouTube. It's Marsha, Ariah, and Yaquab. And then there was then you have Shaw, because Ariah and Shaw were two of the seven, which he was always cool with Ariah, and he's with Ariah. When the split came, Ariah stayed at the main school, One West, and so did Shaw, and so did Yeshaya, and so did Gazak. But then something happened. I remember when it happened, because we were speaking right up the street. So we got all the news that that they left the school. It was a big, whatever, brouhaha, and they left the school. And it was actually Tazadaki that came up there that was filming. He was filming Rakar, Apostle Rakar, but he didn't put the camera on me, but I was standing right there. So I asked him a question. I said, is Ariah still in the school? We heard. He said, nah. He said, Ariah and Shaw is there. Yeshaya and Kazakh, they left. He said, if you want to come to school, you can see yourself. So that was before Tazadaki said he was a God sent comforter. That came some years after. You know? But so I can most likely say, let me do this. Let me go to St. John 1. There's another chapter that you got to read the whole chapter to get the full understanding. It's not too hard. You know, if you read it, it's not really that deep, but it's solid information. Proving to you that John coming on the scene is a fulfillment of Elijah the prophet. Okay. And you know, these Edomite Christian scholars, they don't understand, for that matter, they don't understand John 1, they don't understand Matthew's 11, and they damn sure don't understand Matthew 17. When the disciples say, what do they mean by Elijah shall come and restore all things? That wasn't, it said he came already and they did whatever they listed, which John was put to death. So our Lord was telling about Abba. He said there's going to be a man. He didn't call him Abba, but he said he was talking about the third Elijah, as the Edomite calls it, which is true. You can say it that way, because Elijah came 3 times. Elijah, John, and Abba. And that's Abba is Elijah. No doubt about it. All right. Anyway, let me read 35th verse, St. John 1, verse 35. Again, the next day after John stood, and 2 of his disciples, we're going to find out really, you can pretty much say 4 of his disciples became disciples of Yahweh Shai, and some of them knew other men that potentially became disciples. All right. And the 12 minus Judas Iscariot, but you had who was that? Matthias that came in. Anyway, you had 12, the completion of 12, right? Those 12 apostles, they were prophets in other lives. There's a thing called reincarnation. 35. Again, the next day after John stood, and 2 of his disciples, this is John the Baptist, and looking upon Yahweh Shai, he walked, he saith, as he walked, he saith, behold the Lamb of the Most High. That's what John the Baptist said. Behold, the Lamb of the Most High. And the two disciples heard him speak, and they followed Yahushua. Why? Because John was a forerunner. John was supposed to clear the way for the Lord and to pass his disciples on to him, because those disciples were Yahushua's disciples. All right. The two disciples heard him speak, and they followed Yahushua. I'm gonna get ready to close it. Then Yahushua turned and saw them following, and saith unto them, What seek ye? They said unto him, Rabboni, which is master, where dwelleth thou? Now they was asking, where you live? Where you live, Lord? Well, by the way, where you live? He saith unto them, so the Lord did have a dwelling place. He said, and I'm gonna give the credit to Deacon Akar, because he did mention this maybe about a year or two ago. Somebody asked a question. It says, he saith unto them, come and see. They came and saw where he dwelt, and abode with him that day. So it was a place that he wasn't living in a cardboard box. He had an actual house, a place that he was staying at, and he told them, come on in. They sat down, whatever. So it was about the 10th hour, which that's what is that, 6? That was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. 40th verse. One of the two which heard John speak and followed him, as Andrew, Simon Peter's brother. Who's the head vampire? The head disciple? Peter. That's in what? Matthew's 18. I always get that confused with Matthew 16. I believe it's Matthew's 18. Matter of fact, I'm sure of it. And this is where he first gave him the surname. Andrew is a brother of Peter. Andrew might very well be Shaw. So that's why Elder Shaw got mad at you, Ricardo, because you talking about him, Philip. It says Simon's Peter's brother. So the first one that came in was really Andrew and John, Simon's Peter's brother. So he came in after his brother Andrew, but guess what? He was over Andrew in the spirit. He 41st verse. He first findeth his own brother Simon, that's Andrew, and saith unto him, we have found the Messiah, which is being interpreted the Messiah. That's the Hebrew way of saying Messiah, Mashiach, and the Greek or Latin way of saying the Messiah is Christos, which means anointed. And he brought him to Yahushua. And when Yahushua beheld him, he said, thou art Simon, the son of Jonas. Thou shalt be called Cephas. Now in the Hebrew, the word is kap, which means stone or rock, because it's right here, it says, which is by interpretation a stone. But the Lord said in Matthew 18, Peter, thou art this rock, and upon this rock I will build my church. So you can use the word rock or stone. The day following, Yahushua will go forth in the Galilee and findeth Philip, and saith unto him, follow me. So he saw Philip and he said, look, come and follow me. Now Philip was of Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. So Philip, Andrew, and Peter were all a part of the same city. Now remember, the scripture says, what is it? One of a city and two of a family. Well, in this case, it was 3. And Andrew and Peter was the 2 of the family. What's that? Jeremiah 15. It said, Philip findeth Nathanael and saith unto him, we have found him of whom Moses in the law, he was quoting, showing you that they were reading the Old Testament, what is that, Deuteronomy, the 18th chapter. And the prophets did write Yahushua of Nazareth, the son of Joseph, the actual physical son of Joseph. So now let me click on the word Philip findeth Nathaniel. Let me look up the word Nathaniel, the name Nathaniel. Nathaniel, which means gift, which is Nate's name. Nathaniel Allah means the Nathaniel Allah means give us God, give us the power, or give us the Most High. An intimate disciple of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, he is commonly thought to be the same person as Bartholomew. Now I'm gonna try something because they had different names and they had surnames. And I'm gonna close on this. Matthew 10. Okay, there's no Nathaniel. Okay, they mention the 12, right? They don't mention Nathaniel, but they do mention Bartholomew. So let me go to Bartholomew. The blue letter is one of your study tools. Let's see what they say about Bartholomew. Okay, one of the 12 apostles, but what we read previously that Nathaniel is really Bartholomew. Anyway, in closing, I'm gonna say this. You know, we were dealing with Malachi 4 and 6. Turn the hearts of the fathers to the children of the fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse, is referring to Marsha, Ariyah, Yaikwab, and I would also say Shaw. There's a video out, a couple of videos out there. I have a video out there with Shaw to show you. So they can be the 4 of the 12. So there's another 8 that's out there. There's another 8 that's out there, which we believe is amongst maybe the camp. I'm not going to say myself. I'm not going to say Apostle Gabal. I'm not going to say this brother, that brother, you know, but we don't know. Oh, and another thing, to just bring this up, the Apostle Paul was not a part of one of the 12. He was an apostle, meaning sent away, but he was not a part of one of the 12, the original apostles. Anyway, so in closing, you know, if Elijah is Abba, then Marsha, Ariyah, and Yaikwab have to be Peter, James, and John. And then you got Andrew. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say Shalom.